has doing video marketing, aka Authortube, affected you personally, not just your business for better or worse? I made a tag. It's been a while. Let's go ahead and answer these 15 questions. Not only have I tagged all of the veteran Authortube bards who are in my So You Want to Be an Authortuber cohort, I'm also tagging, let's see here. Ooh, how about all the Heart Breathings admin? Let's do this. Hello there, everybody. My name is Jenna O'Malley. I am your soul writer, author of sci-fi fantasy with dashes of romance and nerdy references, such as The Myrna Annals, coming to Kickstarter July 8th, 2024 for all 5 books. All right, now that we've got the 80s announcer moment out of my head, anywho, we have 15 questions. They're in the description box below for those of you who are watching this on the replay and who would like to follow along and or join in. Question number 1. Rewatch your first uploaded video. What was your honest reaction then versus now? Ooh. If you all have ever seen the old black and white I Love Lucy, that Lucy cringe face, yeah, that was it. I had attempted to record with a bunch of then friends and family through OBS. It did not go so great. OBS is a little bit way up here above my head. I can do DaVinci Resolve. I can do StreamYard. I can do Canva. I cannot do OBS. That's a little too high-tech for my brains. Number 2. Rewatch your first uploaded live stream. What was your honest reaction then versus now? I was too quiet. The Cheesecake Man will probably very much agree with this statement as he's coming down the back 9. Hello, back 9. So, after we clarified some things that were personal talk, back to question number 2. Live stream. I think it was a sprint. I don't remember. I think the one that I watched was my first sprint, but I don't remember if it was my first live stream. That's what I couldn't figure out. Because I have a lot of stuff in the back end that's private that I don't have the world seeing, of old playlists and stuff of things that didn't work out. So, yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, which one came first? Question number 3. Has your video and live stream production process changed? Oh boy, how? So, yeah, for one, if you go back, we're not in a corner of my childhood bedroom anymore. When the Cheesecake Man and I first met most of you, we were living in the home I was raised in and mostly living out of the second floor as an apartment. And yeah, studio has changed a lot. My ability to film outside of my streaming corner has changed a lot. So those 2 things alone have affected my process. 2 years ago, I didn't take you guys outside much. Now, when the weather's nice, I take you guys outside occasionally. So not only that, but the focus of my videos has drastically changed. A lot of people say it takes a level of vanity to do YouTube. And for me, it was actually testing all of my anxieties and learning how to speak from my soul again. I got so used to speaking from standards on a lesson plan. And this channel kind of taught me to be human again. So that has changed a lot. Of course, I've learned, Da Vinci. I've learned Canva. I've learned all the software stuff. I've gotten new hardware. Oh boy. Including the best computer I've ever owned. Anyway. I never thought I would ever own, adjust this, a gaming computer. And yet that's what my laptop that I run my business on is. Why? Because bang for buck, equipment, lasting, that kind of stuff. So, question number 4. What do you think was your greatest success so far? All of you. That sounds so vain. I am a hermit. Naturally an introvert. And some of you are like, no, you're not. Yeah, I am. And I've become very good at masking that by being a teacher. You all have taught me it's okay to not mask that, to be authentic about it. And therefore, something a therapist said when I first started doing YouTube has stuck with me the whole time. Oh, wow, what wonderful exposure therapy. Since you're a hermit who's in, lockdown. And it has, to some mild degree, for some of us who have anxiety, PTSD, bipolar, you name it. It is a kind of exposure therapy to the outside world that in some ways is healthy, but in some ways is not a good addiction to get to, i.e., you need to remember that other humans, including yourself, are flesh and of this world. Human contact does matter. Yes, we can hermit and whatnot when we need to, but now at this stage, as I'm getting into doing conventions, speaking opportunities, in-person signings for my books, I'm relearning the importance of all of you, the community, who's near, far away, because now, thanks to 4-State Comic-Con, I see you, Phoenix and Rose. Some of you are literally in my hometown, reading my books, geeking out at the references. So, yeah, you all are near and far now, and it's a blessing. All of you are a blessing. Getting to spend time with you, showing up not for you, but alongside you, rather. That's the success of this channel every single day. If you were to go back and ask most people from my graduating class, do you remember Jennifer? Insert my last maiden name here. They probably would say, oh, you mean that quiet fat kid who always sat in the corner reading books and writing stuff? Or the nerdy choir kid who probably should have kept to herself and her not as smart as us friends? I was very much like DJ Tanner. My friends were not in the smart people classes with me, so I spent a lot of my time alone in school and out of school because of. So, yeah. You all are my greatest. Just building this community, having people that get my references is a joy, is a success. 5, if you could revisit a forgotten project or redo a video or go more in depth into something, what would it be and why? Oh God, pick any of the workshops I've done over since I've done workshops in the last couple years. There's so much. A lot of it I tend to recover inside of the memberships on this channel, Camp Soul Bard Academy, and the actual offsite version of it, the bigger version of it, Soul Bard Academy. So I've been dreaming about and testing and research and developing those things. Goodness. Since right before we moved to our old apartment, so fall 2020, if I'm looking at a calendar, yeah, fall 2022, spring 2023, somewhere in there, was probably when I really started doing just that. And I'm kind of at a loss of where to start. I already have the research methods course transferred over from Teachable to Camp Soul Bard Academy here. We're already doing master classes here, but I'm kind of at, okay, what do we do for, do we just do more video marketing stuff for our next class? Do we start at the beginning, kind of like how my channel memberships are with Frey, and walk from the beginning of a book to the end? Or do I pick you all up at the beginning of season 2 to the Myrna Annals and use writing that as my, exemplar whatnots? So you see what I mean? You see where I'm at? I have so many options. I have decision fatigue. I worked in K-12 for 10 to 15 years. You think I would have this down old hat, but it's my business, so I get to pick the standard. Oh, nothing is standard, and that's okay. That is okay. So a lot of forgotten projects are already in the works to do just that. Heads up. Number 6, what plans do you have in the future that you are the most excited about? Other than Soul Bard Academy and Camp Soul Bard Academy, the Kickstarter in July. I'm so excited about that. I sat down recently with Alexa Bigworth of the Publish Her podcast and the Women in Publishing Summit, and we had a kick-butt conversation. I can't tell you more than that because it has yet to be released. It is recorded. We are literally looking for a release date in the coming month or so. So I'm excited for the final product of that to come out. I am doing my first book signing at 2nd and Charles, which is an actual bookstore. And I did one at Frostburg State University's bookstore 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I did their arts walk as a former student / alumna, and did it at the Main Street bookstore. So that was my very, very first. That was a blast. Former students actually drove up from Romney, West Virginia area. It's a good hour plus drive for them to go all that way. And they came up just to hang with me for the day. So I miss you guys. Thank you all for stopping in. And to the 3 of you who I saw at 4 State Comic-Con, it was good to see you. Yeah, oh goodness, I'm so excited. I'm doing Harrisburg Pop and Comic-Con in Harrisburg, PA in August with my friend Kay Parquet. We're splitting a table. Yay! I'm so excited. I have the invoice to pay for the contract for Baltimore Comic-Con, Artist Alley, September. It'll be literally like coming home. I lived on West Lombard Street, close to the Inner Harbor, when I was a little kid. And I'm going to get to spend a weekend during my birth month. Literally blocks from the hospital where I was born, and where some of the key foundational parts to not only season 2 of the Myrna Annals will take place, but also a good chunk of Vitae Elangica. My spin-off takes place in that old neighborhood. You write what you know. And that city is more than what people advertise it to be. It's beautiful. The melting pot that is Baltimore, the food, the hardworking people. I grew up around it, and it'll be like coming home. It'll be very healing, is what I keep telling myself. Because when I was so little, like 3, one of my brothers worked at the aquarium downtown. So I spent a lot of time walking by that convention center. I used to go to Otakon. I was a teen with friends and as a young adult in college, and I haven't been in there since, was it when TM Revolution came in, or what? No, my last time was the year after Lark and CL was there in 2005. I did 2005, 2006. So Muck would have been there playing as the feature band from Japan, who I love, by the way. And I knew walking the convention floor then, back in 2006, that the next time I would set foot inside, they were going to do a remodel anyway, so that might have been what triggered this thought. I knew the next time I would step foot inside, it would not be as a fan. All right, everybody, now that I'm slightly less teary-eyed, we're on, let's see. Number 7, if you could hire a video editor, would you? How would this benefit you or not? Ugh. I have to agree with Sarah Cannon on this one. I don't know if I'm ready to let that go yet. My beloved Sarah Cannon, dear sweetheart, I've heard you say that more than once on more than one live stream, and I'm just like, relatable. It's not a control thing for me. It's not. It's just part of me is starting to find it a little cathartic now that I have a process down. Like, editing this, it's going to take me maybe half an hour. It's probably going to take longer for it to render than for me to actually, clip, put it all together, transitions, edit, done. It's just, I'm getting better at it. However, let's get real. I probably would do a lot more other stuff if I gave up my video editing and control of my content creation, i.e. my Instagram and my Facebook and my newsletter, to an assistant. I have somebody in mind I would like to hire. She's been my classroom aide before. It wouldn't take much to train her, because a lot of the policies would be very similar, and she knows who she is. She would be perfect for the job. I would love to hire an assistant, to be able to be blessed with the funding to go truly full-time without a Monday, Friday, 8 to 4, and be able to hire an assistant. That's, within the next year, a big goal for me. To by this time next year, be on my own and in need of at least a part-time assistant. That would be wonderful. That would be, that would be amazing. It would benefit me in so many ways. It would be a mindset change. And this is something that I've been having conversations with multiple people about. Just getting the mindset to do what I needed to do so I can be reset in the proper direction for good. And that would be one of my signposts that everything is going according to plan. Because it would be a huge benefit for both parties, I think, to collaborate. What do you number 8, do you admire most on Authortube? Sarah? Duh, I do heart breathings for a reason. When I first encountered Sarah, I was a teacher in the classroom still. I don't think Sarah knows this. I was actually using some of her videos to help me as a teacher in the classroom teach. because the way she explained stuff reached a lot of my students if it didn't make sense out of my mouth. So, thank you, Sarah. You're literally one of the reasons why I even know what Authortube is. Another person I admire so much, QWERTY, Stephanie. Hello, honey. QWERTY has done so many epic, amazing things that I'm just like, where do you get the positive audacity to do that? And can you share your tricks of how you get yourself into doing the amazing things you do on your channel? Of course, I had mentioned Sarah a moment ago. I gotta mention my fellow admin for Heart Breathings. All of us have been growing alongside of each other the last couple of years, in our pace, in our time, in our stride. Seeing these amazing people give so freely, unabashedly, and just literally from the heart has been an inspiration. The admin is kind of in our own way, our own group of sisters. I think some of you feel that. We are kind of our own little siblinghood in that we do what we do for all of you. But also, good Lord, Rhiannon, Angela, Diane, Tracy, Jen, Mel, Kay, Jody Jean, Tamra, Heather. Did I forget anybody? Anybody I may have forgotten? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Who do you want to do a collaboration with? Perhaps tag them to do this. Number 9. Well, I normally do tag my fellow admin and yeah. The people I tagged, I tend to collab with already is where I'm at. So, I've said it a couple times. JR1! She doesn't exactly do Authortube, but she does YouTube on occasion, so listening to the voices in our heads would be a lovely podcast for her to join, just saying. Anyway, I have a feeling that that would be a lovely podcast. Oh my God. I don't think Vicious and Bjorn need to sit anywhere near each other, though. I will say that. Number 10. How has your channel changed in its vision and its mission since the beginning? Originally, I was just doing this to kind of, like most people, capture my author journey. It's become way more than that. I have hanging on my wall, literally, pardon me, right across the way here. Show it to you. So, a little bit of an explanation. 'Tis in order. What does that mean? Focus Fox and Down to Clown Mode says let's block around and find out. Let's bleep around and find out. Let's blop around. You know what word is there. Kind of sounds like Fox, but it's not. That is due to Matt Schaefer, Victor Odo, and Aaron Doty. I'm taking their full-time purpose course, and it is just right next to what I learned next to Sarah and what I learned as being part of the Ream Storytellers Rule the World studies right now. Just my brain, man. I'm learning so much. And those 3 men, what they're doing from the masculine end of the collective, I feel like very much balances out what my fellow admin and I do from kind of the female presenting part of the collective. Even though some of us are very, very, very in touch with our masculine power, and those guys are very much able to tap into their more feminine, kinder side when they need to. It's nice to have that dichotomy of both in my life right now. And attached to that sign, I have sitting above it my intention. As of this moment, up until now, at this time, and it may change as I and this channel continue to change, it reads, my intention is to produce and share stories that help other souls to heal while coaching others on their businesses, writing, and mindset to do the same and operate their creative businesses and related social media from the source, their soul. It is okay if it's part of you to write to market. That's your soul. It's okay if you're trad, if you're hybrid, if you're indie. I don't care who you are. You do what resonates with you for the better of yourself and others. That's my intention with this channel. That's the vision and the mission. As long as I can help one person. I showed up for the right reason today. And sometimes that one person I show up for is me. That's okay. If you don't show up for yourself first, sweetheart, you're going to model bad ways of how to be treated by others otherwise. Thank you for showing up first for yourself, so that others can encourage and be encouraged to do the same. We're going to get through these, I promise. Number 11. If you want people to read one thing you've written more than anything else, which item is it and why? Oh, Jeebus. All of you are like, Jenna, your books are like right there. I would greatly appreciate it if you would read book 1. It is free in ebook form, perma-free, so... But there's also a lot of stuff. I'm hesitant to go there because there's a lot of stories over on Ream Stories that aren't out to the world yet, where I'm like, yeah, if you wanted a quick little snippet of randomosity here, that one would probably be... There's a short story in... Side Quest 1, The Winged Ones, told from Bear's point of view. It takes place in the 19-somethings, early part of the 1900s, circa Christmas time. And it's a heartbreaking story, but it's one of my favorites. It tells you so much about Bear as a character. It really does. It really does. And he doesn't get much screen time. So I'm like, that was a fun... It's sad, but it's like nostalgia sad. But it was still, Christmas time fun to write. Anyway, prompts get you in trouble when you write flash fiction and get a little emotional. 12. What do you want past you to know? Stop doubting yourself, girlfriend. And by that token, number 13, what do you want present you to wonder? What can you do so you never do that again? So that you never doubt your progress again? What do you want future you to learn? That every time I've cried, every time I've had an anxiety attack has been worth it. Every late night has been worth it. Final question. What advice do you have to give to people afraid to deep dive into video marketing, or more importantly, to those who consider giving up? If you don't do it, you'll likely regret it. As far as the not, if That's what the question has to be. Will future you regret not doing and or giving up this thing? Will future you regret it? Because if the answer is future you will be peeved at me, then you probably should suck it up, Buttercup, because they want you to, because deep down you really want to too. And if you're all puckered lips because you're sucking on buttercups that are really sour, I can come give you a hug until they get a little sweeter. Come sit at my table. Whether or not it's lunchtime, come sit at my table. Come and hang out with me. And I'll remind you. We all on this channel will remind you. Your soul matters. In your pace, in your time, in your stride. I'm finally understanding why it's so important, really truly, to remind you. Take care of you. Your voice matters, dang it.
Thank you to our lovelies on Ream Stories over at Amaranth's Library and the Myrna Private Collection. Whether you're a human ally, sunwalker, bard, songweaver, merry misfit, or more, thank you for subscribing to our ranks. We thank you for all you do to support us. Want to join our endeavors? Head over to reamstories.com/Myrna Private Collection. That's reamstories.com/MERNA Private Collection, all one word, where you can access all of my books and more long before they are available at retailers and vendors. Hope to hang out with you there soon.